Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Average Korean from South Korea. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. I am on the way to fill up some gas in my car. And the gas price last week was somewhere between 1,680 and 1,720, in that range. But now it's between 1,800 and 1,901. The price of gas has increased dramatically in just 1 week because of the war in the Middle East, the war US versus Iran. So it was about 201 cheaper per liter just last week. Not last month, not last year, but last week. If you are watching my video from America, because most of my viewers are Americans, you might say it's not so expensive, but you have to think about the income. Average American person earns 2.5 times more than an average Korean person does. So 1,800 to 901 per liter for us is very expensive. I know the war is bringing inflation to the whole world, but today I'm going to talk about why it's impacting South Korea even bigger than the rest of the world. I have arrived at the gas station, everyone. And the reason why I came to this gas station is because first, it's close to my place, and second, they have the cheapest gas price in town. So here's the price. Okay, let me show you that one over there. The gasoline is 1,814 won per liter, and that is the cheapest in town. So let's fill up some gas. So in other gas stations, they usually sell it for like 1,850 to 1,901 per liter. Now I'm going to talk about why the war in the Middle East is bringing bigger impact to South Korea than the rest of the world. First, South Korea does not produce crude oil at all. Zero. Absolutely zero. The land of South Korea does not have crude oil underneath. So the crude oil we have in South Korea is 100% imported. But instead we have some fantastic oil refinery companies here in Korea. So we import oil 100%, then we refine the oil, then again we export the oil. That's how we make money here in South Korea. 35% of that crude oil that we import comes from Saudi Arabia. About 15% comes from the US, about 10% comes from United Arab Emirates, 10% from Iraq, 10% from Kuwait, and about 5% from Qatar. And these top 6 makes 85% of the crude oil importation here in Korea. And if we exclude US, that would be about 15%. And these top 5 countries are located in the Middle East. Some of you might ask, what does that have to do with the war? So I'm gonna show you a map of the Middle East and explain with the map together. This is the map of the Middle East. Let's take a look. Iran is here. Iran, United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and Iraq. And again, we bring 10% from Iran, 10% from Kuwait, 35% from Saudi Arabia, 5% from Qatar, 10% from UAE. And that makes 70%. And how does South Korea bring all that oil? Through this Persian Gulf and through Gulf of Oman. So Iran is shooting their missiles to UAE, to Qatar, to Saudi, to Kuwait, and the US has their military bases here in the UAE, Qatar, Saudi, and Kuwait. I'm not sure about Iraq. So the US, they're shooting their missiles from these countries to Iraq like that. And you still might ask, is it that dangerous? Because even though the ocean looks small over here, it is actually really wide. And you're right, it's really wide. But the problem is this area right here. This is the real deal. This place over here is called Strait of Hormuz, which is about 33 kilometers wide. That's around 21 miles. But the shipping lanes for the larger tankers are even narrower, which is about 3.2 kilometers wide. That's around 2 miles. So Iran is threatening and blocking the Strait of Hormuz, and they're trying to bomb all the oil tankers that are trying to go through this path. And that's why all the ships are now all stuck in the Persian Gulf over here, which is bringing a huge inflation to the world, and again, even bigger inflation to South Korea. If you've been following my channel for a long time, you would probably know that I used to live in Oman over here as a teenage boy because my father works in a refinery company, and I used to live here in Muscat, which is the capital city of Oman. So I know well about the Middle Eastern culture. The food is amazing here. People are really nice. I just hope the war ends real soon. Alright, now I hope you guys understand why the war in the Middle East, the war US versus Iran, is bringing even bigger inflation to South Korea. And I'm telling you, South Koreans are having a hard time because of the oil price. Some gas stations with cheap gas price have long lines of cars. They just want to fill up their gas tank with the cheapest price. Anyways, I'm gonna end the video here today, everyone. Thank you for watching my video once again. See you next time. Bye bye.